Welcome to my YouTube channel. You're just tuned in to the B.O. Glover Show, entertainment, sports, politics, and money. Let's get it. We're going to be talking entertainment and sports today. We got some Taylor Swift news going on, as well as the CU Buffs bounce back game against Colorado State, the Rocky Mountain Challenge. So we're going to get right into it. You know, we got to keep it 100. The revolution will be televised because despite what your local news is saying and what they're doing, you know, they're not telling you the whole story because it is what it is. So we're going to get into it now. Taylor Swift, she endorsed Kamala Harris. And that was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. Taylor Swift endorsed, Kamala Harris, and the Harris campaign, got their money up, and they said it was a whole bunch of visitors to the to her campaign to basically get some funding. So, but we got to be honest with ourselves. Now, I'm really starting to understand why a lot of these celebrities are not endorsing either side, because it could cost them. Now, Taylor Swift went on record. I did a couple videos, and we know without a shadow of a doubt, there's a chosen few out there in the world that the Harris campaign and the Trump campaign, they pay attention to because they really want to know and keep their ear to the streets, and they want to keep their ear into the topics of discussion that's not being talked about on mainstream media. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, they're listening both sides because with my camp, we've had many conversations. With my camp, we talk about things, and then you turn the news on, and then they'll call me. So like, see, they listen. So we know they listen. Okay, just like they was listening to Shannon Sharp when he was doing this thing, and somehow, some way, he got exposed, and an Instagram thing had popped up live of him doing what he do. But to me, it was a ploy for him to sell male enhancement drugs. Okay, it was a promotional situation, and if it wasn't, it was a stroke of genius because he parlayed that into something positive. And then you have individuals who was fired from ESPN wondering why they didn't get fired. Paul Pierce, to speak on a few, but I'm gonna just let you know, you ain't Shannon Sharp, bro. You Paul Pierce, Inglewood. Okay, you're not Shannon Sharp. See, Shannon Sharp is a cash cow because Shannon Sharp don't even need ESPN. He could continue to do Club Shay Shay and break the internet with interviews and, get that bag. So he really don't need them. They need him. So Taylor Swift, the Swifties are having some issues right now. And we're going to talk about it because there are some things going on behind the scenes because the Harris administration reached out, and there is what I would say, an endorsement that's going on. And, we got to see it for what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So look at the Swifties. Taylor Swift, she endorsed Kamala Harris. And then next thing you know, Donald Trump comes out and says, and I quote from, what's that, NPR. Trump says, "I hate Swift after pop star endorses Harris." The Washington Post. Let me see here. Trump posts, "I hate Taylor Swift days after the star's endorsement." Yahoo, Taylor Swift's endorsements backfires on the Harris campaign. And you guys really need to know and understand that one. And Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is no L in her name, but at the end. So Kamala Harris will be a touchdown with voters. So when they say it actually backfired, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it copacetic. Because when they say it backfired, it really did something different. Okay, it did something different because if you look at the other stories that's going on, look at this here. Swiftie moms get rid of Taylor Swift tickets post endorsement of Trump. Gen Z fans also still support Trump. So it actually is not a good thing because a lot of times you got to follow the money. And the Taylor Swift team, who is liberal, she posted a interview, with let me see here. She posted an interview with let me see here, with the cats, and on Twitter, and it broke the internet. Okay. But if you understand what's really going on and you look at some of these headlines, it backfired. Okay. Because now that you can see what really happened, look at this. Look at these headlines right here. These headlines: Taylor Swift lost 125 million in brand deals for the endorsement. You always got the fact checkers coming out, and they'll throw a curveball and make you think, oh, it was fact check. No, that's factual. That is factual, because the record label that she's with, okay, BlackRock and Universal, their stock took a dip, but she's not committing career suicide, because she has, a plethora of fans that love her. And I did a video when I said she didn't get no endorsement from Beyonce. With her 900 million subscribers, she didn't get an endorsement from Taylor Swift with her 800 million subscribers on Instagram, but she did, but it literally cost her. So now any celebrity that's going to actually come out and support the Harris campaign, they don't have a big brand like Taylor Swift. Now, Taylor Swift's going to win regardless. Okay, she's going to win regardless. So when you look at the situation, you really got to be honest with yourselves and make sure that you're doing, your due diligence, because if you endorse a presidential campaign and it costs you $125 million, when that campaign call you and say, would you be contributing to the Harris campaign? That will actually be a big no, because I literally paid you $125 million for your endorsement, because that's $125 million in brand deals that the Swift team will not be receiving. So when you look at these situations and really be honest with yourselves, you got to think twice. You got to think twice. You got to understand what's really going on, because, the revolution is not being televised. They're basically showing us what they want to show us. They putting things in our face that they want to put in our face. But we really got to understand what's really going on, because some of these stories are pretty much, crazy. And when I say are pretty much crazy, even MSNBC, posted, some things out there, and they pretty much put it out there, and they fact checked it and actually confirmed that it's actually true. The claim was, did Taylor Swift lose 125 million in brand deals after her endorsement? And the rumor of the superstar using it is actually fact checked and confirmed. So you could throw that one out. And then here, the story right here, where the mom, she basically, let me see here. Let me go ahead and share the story with you. Let me show my screen. Okay, I'm learning this. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. So basically, a Taylor Swift fan's mother, put 3 tickets to the pop star's November 15 concert up for sale after purchasing them for a gift of her 13-year-old daughter's birthday. The now viral video message on social media comes hot on the heels of the record-breaking songstress endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris for the next presidential campaign. So let's be honest with ourselves. There's situations coming out, and I'm not going to my job is not to throw anybody under the bus. My job is not to defamate anybody's character. But you guys go ahead and do your research, because I looked at a few articles and they were talking about her being a devil worshiper, her being a part of an industry, that promotes everything but righteousness. And they literally threw her under the bus. So she got exposed for wanting to support the Harris campaign. And it cost her 125 million in brand deals. And there's a lot of individuals that pretty much flipping, because the entertainment industry got to realize you guys do not set the narrative. You guys are, entertainers. You're for fun. And this is why you don't see a lot of your celebrities supporting either side. Now, I did a video a couple weeks ago, and I was talking about Beyonce and Taylor Swift, and I was saying why there's no endorsement there. But this is why, because by her endorsing the Harris campaign, it literally cost her $125 million. It cost her $125 million. Let me see, 125 million brand deals. A and B. Let's see what comes up. Let's see what comes up. Taylor Swift lost 125 million in brand deals for big endorsement. Let me see here. Yahoo yesterday. Taylor Swift's endorsement backfires on the Harris campaign. And I'm curious to see what that article was talking about. So we'll go ahead and check that out. Okay, let me see here. Taylor Swift's endorsement backfires on the Harris campaign. Let me see here. All right. Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris appears to have backfired, according to the polls. A new poll from YouGov released Saturday found that only 8% of the voters said the superstar's approval will see them somewhat or much more likely to vote for Harris. Only 8%. And that 8% has actually cost Taylor Swift $125 million. But the same poll, which ran on September 11th and 12th, found 1 in 5, which is 20% of the surveyed will likely vote for her after the endorsement. So she did get some Swifties on her side, but in the sense of the jump that they was expecting it to do, they really was trying to hold out until October. But the Harris administration has been having so many October surprises right now that they pretty much try to, put it out there, because after Harris had a one-on-one interview in Pennsylvania, and I'll be sharing that with you on another episode or another show, because today I'm just focusing on entertainment and sports. But when I talk about politics and money, we will be talking about her one-on-one interview with a local news outlet in the state of Pennsylvania that really went left. And all she kept saying, look, I grew up in a middle class family. That wasn't a question, Vice President. So let me see here. Now, immediately after the Trump-Harris TV debate on Tuesday, Swift posted on Instagram. So what I'm saying is, you see, after the post, regardless of what you guys think, it helped Trump. OK, I'm not a MAGA. This is Make America Black Again, make African American black again. But what I'm saying is, they're playing you. Your algorithm is showing you something totally different than what's really going on. This is why the revolution is not being televised. So my job is to get the information to you that they're not showing. So immediately after the Trump-Harris TV debate, Swift posted on Instagram, I'm voting for at Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them, to her over 284 million Instagram followers, urging them to register to vote and make their own choice. Now, her post drew 10.4 million likes, and the vote.gov received 405,999 visitors on the within the 24 hours of the process. Now, Ms. Harris' aide says that they would love the Swift campaign to, well, they will love for Swift to actively campaign, such as by appearing at rallies in her native Pennsylvania, a battleground state that could well decide the election. But based on the losing of the brand deals and Megan Thee Stallion getting out there doing what she did in Atlanta, the Swift campaign decided not to do that. So it's backfiring. She lost 125 million. She posted on the same day because of things that she believed in. And just think about it. She's Taylor Swift. She signed to Universal. She's a liberal. She took an Instagram picture with a cat, knowing that the JD Vance was talking about the cat ladies in the liberal Democratic Party. So that was literally, something to resonate with. And then we know without a shadow of a doubt what I got from the debate, that Harris is, her whole thing is about abortion, which is trending. So the liberals' number one issue, 77% is abortion. And number two is the economy. OK, now, the abortion situation, when Kamala Harris says that she's going to do something for the American people and bring us together as a community, she wants to, only thing that I got from it, and I could stand to be corrected, give me some more, I pay attention to these things, is tax credit, more money for the tax credit and money for women who basically has a baby. That's not resonating for the nation. That's resonating for the women who decide to have their children and women who decide to have a child out of wedlock or to be a single mom, because you will not qualify if you are a family and if you make over $75,000 as a joint income. And that's the bottom of the barrel. That's barely working class with a leg into the class of the welfare. Okay, 75,000 on a two-parent household is literally peanuts in these days and times, and we really got to figure that out. as a people. So that's my entertainment. So what you think? What are your thoughts? Put it in the comments, because it cost Taylor Swift $125 million just to endorse the Harris campaign. So now, they can't even call, an entertainer and say, will you endorse me? Because I guarantee without a shadow of a doubt, that's not going to happen. They're not going to be paying. They're not going to do anything like that. So just think about it. They're not going to be campaigning. They're not going to be wasting their time, because they don't have the Swifties on their team. They don't have, all of the weight of, the liberals, the weight of Hollywood, the weight of the NFL and all of that on their side. So they got to do what they got to do. So, and I totally understand, if they don't. But like I said, the revolution will be and must be televised. So listen. So that's Taylor Swift. So we talking entertainment sports today. But in sports, the CU Buffs had a bounce back game against the Colorado State. And I believe it was the Rocky Mountain Challenge. Okay, because last week, the prime time and all those boys, they got blew out. When I say blew out, they got blew out by Nebraska. And they had to bounce back this week. And they pretty much played a solid game. Let me see here. It was 28-9. But there were some takeaways from the game. But in Fort Collins, two-way players stand out. Travis Hunter caught 2 of Shedeur Sanders' 4 touchdown passes and also had an interception as Colorado crushed to a 28-9 win over Colorado State Saturday night. Now, Sanders finished 36 of 39, 310 yards in the first Rocky Mountain Showdown held in Fort Worth, Collins since 1996. And it was the first sold out game at Colorado State in Fort Collins, and we know, you want to know why. Now, Sanders found LaJohntay Webster for a pair of scores and connected with Hunter 13 times for 100 yards. And I was sitting back there. I was sitting back wondering, like, the game was out of hand, 28-9 going into the fourth quarter. Okay, with maybe less than 2 minutes left, and I was sitting back wondering why they keep trying to throw the ball. I know it's personal. I know Deion Sanders, like I said, I'm a football guy. So I'm saying just run the clock out, get out of there with a victory. But I'm sitting back saying, wow, they literally are going against the football guys and taking chances, because Travis Hunter did not have 100 yards receiving. So they pretty much took a chance on injuries, took a chance on a pick six, took a chance on, on everything, basically to get Travis Hunter 2 additional catches, which was successful because this was the 4th straight game that he had 100 yards. So it is what it is. So let's just check out the stats and see what's going on with that program. Let me see here. Where's the box scores at? So it's like I said, this is football. So it's week to week, and Colorado is 2-1. And let me see here. They're in the Big 12 now. And I want to see pretty much what their record's going to be like. Okay, they beat North Dakota State 31-26. They lost to Nebraska 28-10. They beat Colorado State 28-9. But for the rest of the season, let me see here. This conference is not as strong as I thought it was, because they got Baylor coming in. They're going to be playing Baylor this Saturday. Then they got UCF, University of Central Florida. Now, Kansas State, that's going to be a tough one. They're ranked 13th in the country. Arizona is always going to bring you a ball game, and that's a fellow Pac-12 or Pac-10, aka Pac-10 opponent that moved over to the Big 12 conference. And let me see here. Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Utah, another Pac-12 to the Big 12, and Kansas, Oklahoma State. So they got an opportunity to literally run the gauntlet. They got an opportunity to run the gauntlet. They do. Because like I said, it's not, that conference is not as tough as the Big Ten is now with SC, UCLA, and Michigan. Those going to be some big games. But look at the stats so far. Shedeur Sanders pretty much, and I can see why, because he has 99 yards passing. I probably wanted him to get that 1,000 yards. Okay. And the leading rusher on the squad is a sickening 65 yards. So they got to run the ball a little more. Travis Hunter, 342 yards receiving. Okay. DJ McKinney with 21. Let me see here, tackles with only 1 interception. So they got a lot of work to do. That Nebraska game put them behind the 8 ball. That Nebraska game, put them in a situation, so it was what it was. And, they're going to have to figure it out. They're going to have to figure it out. So the Colorado Buffaloes, let me see here. The Colorado Buffaloes, their season, let me see, here's Colorado State. They're in the Mountain West. So like I said, their 2 big victories is what I'm alluding to. North Dakota State and Colorado State. So that's not a, precursor or some type of, test, because they're going to be tested this week against Baylor. They're going to be tested this week against Baylor, but that was a big bounce back game. And I appreciate the fact that they did bounce back, and they're going to be tested this week against Baylor because, like I said, they played a team, a subdivision FCS team, in terms of North Dakota State, and they pulled out a big victory. They got blew out against Nebraska, and then they played a Mountain West team, and beat them 28-9, which literally should have been more of a blowout. But these are 2 games that are questionable, and to keep it 100, to keep it copacetic, the odds makers are going to be in trouble right now trying to find the spread and the favorite for the Baylor game. So to keep it 100, man, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Taylor Swift, you Swifties, basically Taylor Swift has basically cost her team and her brand $125 million in brand deals just for an endorsement to the Democratic Party. So there probably won't be any more large endorsements coming out because she was the sacrificial lamb, and we know what those liberals are about when it comes to sacrificing. And the Colorado Buffaloes with a bounce back victory against Colorado State. Congratulations. They're 2-1 and they're 2-1 overall record. And they came out with a victory in a state rival in Colorado State. With that being said, man, y'all have a beautiful day. This your man, Bouchon Glover. Thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. And we just broke it down into entertainment and sports. Taylor Swift and the CU Buffaloes bounce back. Have a great day. Peace out.